Welcome to Lingua Latina Tutorials with Mr. K. This is Chapter 26, Lesson 3. Follow along as I read aloud. Haec verba locutus, daedalus cum filios sursum e labyrintho e volavit, neque quisquam fugam eorum ademaduertit, nisi aliqui pastor, qui forte suspiciens eos tamquam magnas aves volantes vidit, ac Deus esse arbitratus est. Mox pater et filius cretam reliquerunt, neque vero recta via Athenas in patriam suam volaverunt, sed nova libertate delectati in magnum urbem supra mare Aegaeam volare coiperunt. Icarus despiciens multitudinem insularum miratus est. O quod parvae insulae in mari ingenti sunt. Daedalus vero. Illae insulae inquit haud parvae sunt, quamquam parvae esse videntur, certe melos insula, quae infra nos est, non tam parva est quam tibi videtur. So finish reading through that section in Latin out loud and then come back and translate. Having spoken these words, Daedalus flew up from the labyrinth with his son. So I want to stop here and just look at locutus. Locutus is from loquor, the deponent verb loquor loqui, to speak. So it looks passive but has an active sense. So when you see a perfect passive like this, you would normally expect it to be having been something, right? Laudatus, having been praised, but you have to translate it as active. So instead of having been, is simply having done the thing. So having spoken instead of having been spoken. And it takes an object, these words. So having spoken, this accusative, plural, neuter, these words. Having spoken these words, Daedalus, with his son, flew out from the labyrinth, flew up and out of the labyrinth, and no one, neque quisquam means and not anyone. So and no one noticed their flight except for a certain shepherd, who by chance looking up saw them flying like large birds, and thought that they were gods. So we have some indirect statement here. Actually here we have, and thought that they were gods, arbitratus est, that's deponent. So it looks passive, it's active. That they were, that's why we have the infinitive esse here, gods. Okay. Mox pater, soon the father and the son left Crete, but they did not, by a straight path, fly into their fatherland of Athens, but having been pleased, there's the perfect passive, with their new liberty, they began to fly in a large circle over the Aegean Sea. Icarus, looking down, marveled at the multitude of islands. Oh, how many little islands there are in that huge sea. But Daedalus said, those islands are not at all small, although they seem to be small. Here we have videntur. When you have video, which means to see, videre, when you see video in the passive, videntur, it takes on an active sense, that they seem to be. So they literally are seen to be, but we would translate as seem. Certainly the island of Melos, which is below us, is not as small as it seems to you. Okay, a couple notes on the margin notes. We have suspicere, which means to look up. Sursum is up, aspicere up. And then despicere, which is to look deorsum down. So sursum up, deorsum down. Suspicere, look up. Despicere, look down. A multitudo is just a large number. It's a feminine noun. And libertas comes from liber. Finish this section, and I'll see you in the exercises.